When Dr. Arun Mehta first saw the child, she was dying. Her small, silver-gray skin had turned a pale lilac under the infirmary's lights, her breathing thin as mist. The medbay monitors screamed in a language no human could read. He didn't need to. He'd seen that rhythm before, a body running out of time. The alien mother stood frozen beside the table, her bioluminescent eyes wide with fear. "Help her," she said through the station's translator. "Please, anything." Arun was the only xenobiologist aboard Eurydice Station with compatible O-type blood, at least by the scanner's best guess. The child's species, the Lythari, shared some strange bioparallelism with humans. Their blood used an iron-based hemoglobin structure, though braided with trace silicates that shimmered faintly under light. It was a long shot. But long shots were all they had. He didn't hesitate. He rolled up his sleeve. When the transfusion began, the child's vitals fluttered, then stabilized. A few drops of red human blood mixed with her luminous purple plasma, swirling, blending, alive. Hours later, she opened her eyes and croaked a soft word that the translator didn't catch. Her mother broke down, trembling, tears glittering like beads of mercury. Arun thought that would be the end of it. A doctor saves a patient. Life goes on. He was wrong. 3 cycles later, the mother returned. Her name was Seris Vahl, ambassador of the Lythari Concord, a title that meant she spoke for a world Arun had never seen. An oceanic planet of glass reef continents and eternal dusk. She walked into his lab like a storm-given shape, her silver skin etched with ceremonial tattoos that pulsed faintly under her robes. "I owe you a life debt," she said. "By our law, you are bound to my family. My daughter lives because of you." Arun smiled awkwardly. "No debt. I'm just glad she's all right." "You misunderstand," Seris replied, her voice soft but unyielding. "In our culture, the one who gives life to a child shares blood kinship. It is sacred. You are father by blood." The words hung heavy in the air. "I'm not," he began, then stopped. Her gaze didn't waver. "Our law demands balance. The bond must be fulfilled. You have given her blood, now I must give you legacy. I offer myself to breed with you." For a moment, Arun thought he'd misheard. "Breed?" he repeated, almost choking on the word. "It is the Lythari way. When one gives life to another's child, their lines are joined. I must bear a child with you so that the circle is complete." Arun took a slow breath. "Ambassador with respect, and that's not how humans... We don't repay life that way." Seris tilted her head, studying him as if he were the alien. "Then how do you honor such a bond?" He hesitated. "We don't expect anything. Compassion doesn't demand return." That answer seemed to puzzle her more than anything. "Then you give without balance? Without the promise of continuance?" "Yes." Seris stepped closer. The faint glow of her tattoos reflected in his eyes. "That is dangerous generosity." Word spread across Eurydice Station faster than any transmission. The rumor, a human doctor saved a Lythari child, and now an alien diplomat wants his seed. Arun couldn't walk the corridor without sideways glances or half-hidden smiles. Even the AI bartender at the station lounge flickered its holographic eyebrows when he entered. But what no one saw were the nights he spent staring at his own blood samples. Under the microscope, watching human cells intermingled with traces of the alien plasma that had once shared his veins. The patterns had changed, faintly. A few molecular bonds had shifted. He didn't know if it was contamination or adaptation. Sometimes he dreamed of violet oceans and twin moons, and a small voice calling him Da'an. He didn't even know what it meant. Seris began visiting him regularly, under the guise of cultural dialogue. They'd sit in the observatory, watching the gas giant Varel turn in slow amber swirls. She'd speak of her world, of the coral spires that sang in the tides, of children raised by entire communities rather than couples, of blood packs older than memory. Arun found himself drawn to her calm, her gravity. She wasn't what he expected of a diplomat. She was too direct, too earnest. And when she smiled, a small, precise movement of lips and light, it was like watching dawn break through water. One evening, she said quietly, "When I first saw you, I thought you were fragile. So soft, so mortal, yet you gave blood as though it cost nothing. Among my people, that is more than courage, and it is madness," he chuckled. "Maybe humans specialize in that." Seris looked at him for a long time. "Perhaps that is why your kind reaches the stars. The child Lyra recovered fully, She followed Arun around the medbay like a curious shadow, touching instruments, asking endless questions the translator sometimes mangled into poetry. One day she asked, "You are my other blood?" Arun knelt, unsure how to answer. "Yes, in a way." "Then we are family," she said simply, and hugged him, her small arms surprisingly strong. Her skin was cool, faintly metallic. He felt her heart beat against his. Two rhythms, slightly out of sync, trying to find harmony. That night, he couldn't sleep. The turning point came when the Lythari High Council sent a transmission. They had learned of the life debt and demanded its fulfillment. To them, this wasn't a private matter. It was political. Blood ties between species were alliances. The first union between human and Lythari could become a symbol of peace, or an insult if rejected. Seris was torn. If you refuse, they will consider it dishonor. They may withdraw from the council entirely. Arun paced his lab. "So I'm supposed to mate for diplomacy?" "You could say no," she said quietly. "But then I must bear the shame. And my daughter too." He stopped. Looked at her. The glow in her eyes was softer now, less command, more plea. "This isn't fair to either of us," he said. "Fairness," she murmured, "is a human invention. Balance is universal." He thought long and hard before giving his answer. When he met her again in the observatory, Varel's rings burning faintly behind the glass, he said, "I won't do this out of duty. Not for politics, but I will help you if there's another way. Genetic blending, lab synthesis, something that honors your custom without crossing what we aren't ready for." Seris studied him for a long, silent moment. Then, unexpectedly, she smiled. "You seek a third path," she said. "That is the mark of wisdom." Together, they began working on a project, a hybrid cellular seed, half human, half Lythari, grown not by flesh, but by shared will. The process was slow, delicate. Each strand of DNA had to be translated across 2 languages of life. They spent endless nights in the biolab, fingers brushing over holoscreens, arguments melting into laughter. In those long hours, something between them changed. Not romance exactly, but recognition. 2 beings from opposite worlds bound by a child and a question, what does it mean to share blood? Months later, the first viable embryo formed in the growth chamber. A shimmering sphere of light and matter pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. Seris placed her hand on the glass. "Our child," she whispered. Arun stood beside her. "Our work. It is both," she said. "Perhaps that is what balance truly is." News spread through the Conquered and the Human Alliance alike. They called it the Blood Accord, a new understanding between species. The embryo was sent to the Lythari homeworld for continued growth, and Arun was invited to witness its awakening someday. Before she left, Seris met him at the docking bay. "You have changed the fate of 2 worlds," she said. "And mine." He smiled faintly. "Guess we both learned that giving blood doesn't always end with saving a life. Sometimes it begins one." Seris stepped closer, her hand hovering just above his chest, not touching, but feeling the warmth beneath. "In another life on another world, perhaps we would have shared more than blood." "Perhaps," he said softly. Then she turned, her robes glimmering like moonlight, and boarded her ship. Years later, on a quiet research post orbiting Mars, Arun received a message. It contained a single image. A child standing on a shore of violet water, 2 moons overhead. Her skin was light gray with faint freckles of gold. Her eyes, unmistakably human. The caption beneath, in Lythari script, read, "Da'an, the bridge between stars." Arun smiled, feeling the echo of a long-ago transfusion still alive in his veins. He'd once thought compassion was a one-way act, giving without return. But now he understood. Every drop of kindness carried its own gravity. It bound lives, species, worlds, and somewhere across the endless dark, a child born of 2 bloods laughed in the surf, proof that the universe itself could learn to balance.